Did you know that Clojure SYNC is 2 days after Mardi Gras? So what that means is the flights into town are going to be cheaper just after Mardi Gras. The hotels are going to be a little cheaper, a little bit more vacant, so more options. And it's going to be quieter because Mardi Gras marks the beginning of Lent. And New Orleans is a Catholic town, and so it's going to be a little bit quieter than normal because it's the very beginning, and people are still earnestly fasting, celebrating Lent. But it might mean that you want to come early and see Mardi Gras. And Mardi Gras is really cool. If you haven't done it, you should do it at least once in your life. This might not be the time, but it might be. So if you're planning on coming to Clojure SYNC, there's a few things you should keep in mind because it's probably different from what you would expect from a party like that. Okay. So the first thing you should know, the very first thing is it's going to be really hard to get into the quarter with your stuff, right? You can't take a taxi to the hotel if you're staying in the quarter because the streets are going to be packed with people. Some of the streets are going to be blocked because there's parades, depending on what time you come in. But it's very hard. In addition, so you could get dropped off somewhere near the quarter and you could walk in, except you're going to be wading through people, and if you have luggage, that's going to be difficult. Okay. A lot of people leave on Mardi Gras. So depending on what time you get in, it might actually work out because if you come in on Mardi Gras day, which I just don't recommend that because you're going to miss everything. You might as well come in the next day when the flights are cheap and the things are quiet already. Mardi Gras, okay, I have to explain. Mardi Gras is the last day of the party. The party actually technically starts January 5th. That's the start of the Mardi Gras season, the carnival season. It's a whole season, and it climaxes on Mardi Gras Day. So Mardi Gras is a party. The Monday, the day before Mardi Gras, Lundi Gras, Monday, that's a party. All weekend is a party. There will be parades the whole week before Mardi Gras, every night. But Mardi Gras is the last day. That's the day where I will probably take my family. We live maybe like a half-hour walk from the quarter. We might bike, a 10-minute bike ride, half-hour walk, go down to the quarter, spend a good 5 hours down there all day. If I didn't have a family, I don't know what I'd do, but in my younger years, I would probably get up leave early from the house, 9 o'clock. Nobody's working, by the way, except if you're like working at a bar or working in, the hospitality industry, restaurants, things like that. I would get up, I'd leave the house, and I wouldn't be home until 2 a.m. That's just how it works. I would be walking around. I'd go to someone's party, go to someone else's party, meet up with friends at a bar, just walk down the street a little bit, look at the costumes. That's what I would do if I didn't have a family and, I'm getting older and that's a long day for me now. So my recommendation, and I do take my family to the French Quarter. I know Mardi Gras also has this reputation for being seedy, and there is that. Okay, there is a lot of nudity, still illegal, but it happens. Lewd stuff, people being drunk, a lot of people who don't know how to control their alcohol consumption, just, being drunk. I mean, that's all it is. They're just being drunk in the street. It happens, okay? But a lot of it is just people having fun. So sure, they're drinking, but they're not being a nuisance, they're just having a good time. There's costumes. People get really creative. They work all year on their costumes. They'll have families in costumes that match. There's just parties in the street. There are people who practice like coordinated dancing like you see in music videos. Like a whole group of people, like 40 people who have practiced together, and they get a big speaker system and they just like do it in the street. Their dance, their synchronized dancing. Like there's all sorts of stuff. One year, a couple years ago, I saw a wrestling ring that someone had put out in the middle of the street. It was portable, so it was like there was a bicycle that you could pull it on. It was a wrestling ring, and they were challenging each other to, wrestling matches. And it's all in. It's not real wrestling. It's just fun. But crazy stuff happens. There's like people with bicycles that like look like dragons, and they have wings on their back, and they're bicycling through the streets. I mean, there's so much stuff going on. You never know what you're gonna see. So my recommendation is do not arrive on Tuesday. Come before. Monday even is a million times better than Tuesday. But it's also going to be difficult. Okay, I just have to say it's not the best day to arrive. Saturday and Sunday are also going to be filled with parades and stuff, but you can still get into the quarter. So those are okay days to come. So some other recommendations. If you're staying in the quarter, that's a great place to be. I don't know if there's any hotel rooms left, like they might already be taken, I'm not sure. But if you're staying in the quarter, that will be your home base. That's where you're gonna go to the bathroom. That might be where you just decompress, because when you go outside, there's gonna be people all over. But there's no bathrooms, okay? There are bathrooms, but most of them are gross because thousands of people have gone through them that day, and the staff does not have time to clean because there's a line. There's no like public bathrooms because there's not really a good place to put them in the quarter. And I mean, I say there's none. There might be some, but who finds them, right? You don't know where they're going to be. So if you're staying in the quarter, that's your home base. You can leave the quarter. That's great because you'll notice like it's not nearly as crowded just outside the quarter. So you can like find a coffee shop just outside the quarter. You can take a break, have a coffee, freshen up, and be ready. You'll see a lot of people with like a wagon, and in the wagon are there supplies, and by supplies it's like they might have like a ice chest full of beer and snacks and lunch for the day, like all that kind of stuff, because they're planning on being out all day. And so you might consider doing something like that. Like if you let's say you arrive Monday, right? Find a supermarket, stock up on stuff, and just have it with you all day. Water is great, right? You're not going to be able to find water that easily on Mardi Gras Day. So just be ready to spend the day out, and all those necessities that everyone else is going to be needing, so you're not going to be able to get them either. That's what you should put in your backpack or whatever you've got. Costumes, if you have a costume, bring it, because you will not regret having a costume on Mardi Gras Day. So that's my recommendations. I put the conference there because I knew that it would be a quiet time, easy to get hotels. The quarter will be kind of, at its low point in terms of busyness. But also you could extend your stay before. You could arrive early and see Mardi Gras. Why not? Sounds like a cool thing to me. So those are my recommendations. If you're interested in Mardi Gras, just email me, eric@clojuresync.com, and I will answer all your questions. Look up the parade schedules if you're interested in seeing the parades on Mardi Gras. There are two parades. Most of the parades happen way before Mardi Gras. It's like every night there's parades. So you have to get up early to see those parades because they stop. They're morning parades, and then the party happens. So email me. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. Mardi Gras is something that I remember from my childhood. It's something that I would love to share with everyone, and I have a ton of memories about it. So it's a wonderful thing. So just email me and we'll talk about it. Awesome. Thank you so much.